Look up at the night sky, and you are staring into an expanse containing roughly 2 trillion galaxies. Inside our own Milky Way alone, there are over 400 billion stars. Our brains are wired to interpret that staggering scale as the absolute limit of existence. It represents the outer edge of everything we can observe, measure, and understand. But the verses of Ayatulkursi map out a completely different cosmic architecture. Under this framework, the entirety of that physical universe is reduced to a speck of dust. This raises an immediate question. If 2 trillion galaxies amount to virtually nothing, what actually occupies the space beyond them? When we measure ourselves against these distances, it is easy to feel completely insignificant. We are physically smaller than subatomic particles in the grand scheme of this reality. The physical world extends far past the light we can capture with our telescopes. Ayatulkursi describes a boundary called the Kursi, or the footstool, which completely encloses every aspect of physical reality. Look at this geometric model to see the scale. Picture a microscopic iron ring dropped directly into the center of an endlessly stretching desert. That single tiny ring holds the totality of our known universe, every planet, every star, and all 2 trillion galaxies packed together. The vast, barren landscape expanding outward in every direction represents the true size of the Kursi surrounding it. Yet, the architecture does not stop there. Above the physical limits of the Kursi sits a final structural tier, the divine throne, or the Arsh. Apply the exact same math to this new tier. The unimaginable vastness of the Kursi now shrinks down, becoming just another tiny ring abandoned in an even larger macro-desert. This final expanse is the ultimate unseen realm. It is the seat of absolute, infinite power and complete knowledge, existing entirely outside of physical matter. At this magnitude, human comprehension fails. The physical metrics we use to assign size, weight, and importance completely break down. A structure of this size cannot simply exist in a static state. Holding it together requires a continuous, active input of energy. This brings us to the concept of Al-Qayyum, the sustainer. This is the active divine force maintaining and balancing reality at every passing millisecond. Consider this diagram of a needle tip to grasp that precision. Even if just one single atom detached and fell from this tip every second, it would still take 5,000 years for that point to disappear entirely. True cosmic power is the simultaneous, flawless maintenance of both the largest galactic superclusters and the microscopic bonds holding those individual atoms together. Now, pull focus away from that immense architecture and bring it all the way down to a single human being standing on Earth. Islamic scholars describe the human being as a microcosm, a condensed version of the vast structures we just explored. The text suggests a deliberate symmetry. If you were to shrink the entirety of the cosmos, it would take the form of a human. And if expanded a human, they would fill the cosmos. This connection points to the Ism-e Azam, or the greatest name, hidden within these verses. It represents the specific point where infinite celestial power and individual human consciousness meet. While the massive physical structures of the universe display divine attributes through their balance, the human being is described as the Machar Azam, the most transparent reflection of them. Every quality that sustains a galaxy is scaled down and woven into the human spirit. Realizing this relationship shifts the focus from an intellectual study of a distant creator to the direct experience of Mahabbat, the love for the one who sustains every heartbeat. You are not an insignificant speck in a cold void. You are intricately tied to the highest metaphysical realities, protected by the exact same power that effortlessly balances trillion galaxy structures.